KILR KILR game.
Hello, gamers, simmers, and pilots. I am the KILR Gamer, and welcome to a classic flight sim video stream. This is featuring X-Plane 7. X-Plane 7. Which I have the box somewhere. I don't know what I did with the box. There is a picture of the box right below. And this is rather interesting because it's a Spanish version of X-Plane 7. I was not really able to find a English version that I would be able to use around the world without it being stuck in a demo mode. And so, well, this is it. This is what we have. We're here. Clearing my throat and stuff. We're here in Denver, and we are going to be flying out to Las Vegas. And we're going to be checking out some scenery along the way, just to see how this has been comparing with X-Plane 6. Is in terms of how the scenery is depicted, something like that. As well as the clouds. The clouds definitely look better in this than what they did. My goodness, we got planes coming in our direction. They're like right ahead. That's that air traffic control for you. They don't go very fast either, do they? Well, let's go ahead and show you the flight plan that I've got here. So here is the plan that I've got. I went ahead and used VOR navigation and followed airways pretty much. So that is our actual route. We'll be going by the Grand Canyon. Well, let's go ahead and get everything started here. We'll go ahead and get the batteries turned on. Well, those planes seem to have gotten a lot redder all of a sudden. You see that? It's like a bleeding red. Yeah. It's kind of freaky looking, actually. I think it just died on me. I'm not sure if I can get this thing to stay started or not. Okay. Let's see. Aurora is 109.60. Let's see if I can get this to... Why are we moving? Well, I got nav 1 tuned in, although I am not seeing anything here. We'll see if I can get it, the VOR tuned in here on this. It's BKF. Sorry, no, it's not BKF. Falcon. Ah, that's right. It's 116.3. There we go. I've got a signal now. FQF. Ah, this stupid thing. It's so small on my screen, it's hard to... Oh, FQF. There we go. Can barely read it. It's all red. I think that says 12.8 miles. We will go ahead and take off here. Well, there's quite a few flying around here. There's an experimental plane down there. Yeah, so this is Denver International. No buildings, but, you know, plenty of parking space. I wish there was a way I could shrink this down or something so we could see a little bit more outside. I was going to ask how much better is the ATC on this compared to X-Plane 6, but then I just remembered how it was on X-Plane 11, and so probably not much better. At least we have an autopilot with this Cessna. The one in X-Plane 6, well, there wasn't one in X-Plane 6. They didn't have an autopilot in the Cessna there. That's interesting. Turn off the autopilot and you get the sound for the overspeed warning. Boy, those planes are really close. AI traffic was just not something that X-Plane could really do very well in the early stages. Shadow, what are you doing? You want it in here. Why are you crying? It does look like the clouds give off shadows. That's kind of cool. Hold on, folks. I have a cat that's really... Stop being such a snot. Alright, I'm back. Okay, so we are approaching the Falcon VOR, and from here we need to go on a heading of 226. There we go. Actually, that turned out pretty good. Let's go ahead and level ourselves off here about this altitude. That should do it. Some of the terrain out there in the distance actually looks pretty decent. I think it's raining. There's this little sparkly stuff happening here, and I think that's supposed to be rain. I'm not sure. Rain didn't look too bad in X-Plane 6, but I've been playing around with it here in 7, and it's not as impressive. There's all the air traffic kind of flying around in close to each other. They are not maintaining their social distancing. They're all conglomerating all together over there, apparently. These clouds are, I think, a new type of cloud that was introduced in X-Plane 7, because I was not able to find really anything that looked that kind of that puffy in X-Plane 6. So far, though, this is not bad at all. And it's a bummer that you don't have, you know, your, like landmarks, like landmark buildings or whatever. I mean, your buildings are all just basic autogen. But if that doesn't bother you and you just like to fly, this is a very good sim to play around with. And heck, just like X-Plane 6, it's got cars moving on the roadway. Long before they even did it on FSX. And heck, even on FSX, the roads didn't even look like roads. They were just, they weren't vector based. They were smear based is what they were, just gray smudges on the ground representing what would be a road. This version of X-Plane also has trees. They're only in like little residential areas and I think some business areas like what you're seeing up here. But again, something new that they added, hot air balloons. What does that mean? Attention, something has configured the options, graphics, something. I hope that doesn't mean that it just crashed. Okay. It's all in Spanish. I have no idea what it really said. I think the clouds just changed. So we got some more scenery coming up here. An X-Plane in its early form, I thought did autogen pretty decently. Everything's fading away on the graphics here. Oh, what's going on here? Is that the warning? Oh no, we're getting swallowed up by the Twilight Zone here. Looks like things might be getting a little better. I think we passed, oh wait, no we didn't. We're heading to Blue Mesa Gunnison, HBU. See, I forget, I have to change this if I want any type of distance measuring here. Okay, we got about 17 miles to get to Blue Mesa. Hey, at least we can finally see out again. That was weird that it just all kind of faded like that. Now, graphics are maxed out, but keep in mind this is running on VMware and Windows XP, which is the only way I've been able to find to be able to get this to work. I can get Windows or X-Plane 6 to work natively on Windows 7 and also Windows 10, but oddly, X-Plane 7 does not work natively on Windows 7 or 10. It just crashes. So the only way I've been able to get it to work is in VMware. But hey, at least I got it to work. I love how the clouds are casting shadows over the mountainscape there. That really looks neat. Now the look of these clouds too, there's supposed to be an option that I think allows you to increase the see if I can find out what that is here. There's like number of cloud puffs and size of cloud puffs. So I guess you can consider these cloud puffs. So if we go back here and go to options and conditiones atmosphericus, or basically atmosphere conditions, This is not the one, sorry. Option is Graphicus, so graphic options. Right down here is where it talks about noobs. This is the 3D cloud controls is what this is right here. So the clouds that you're seeing are supposedly 3D clouds, and this here allows us to change like number of cloud puffs, that's what this stands for, and size of cloud puffs. So let's just fool around with this and let's move this up to, I don't know, 3 cloud puffs, and let's see what happens. Whoa, that made things a little bigger. That definitely made them bigger. Look at that. Alright, so we'll go back down here and let's... I think you can put like a decimal setting here. Wow. That actually looks kind of cool. Back over here to options. So that is the number of cloud puffs, and then this is the size of the cloud puffs. So let's make it smaller than one, maybe half the size. That seems like a little too small. Yeah, I kind of thought that maybe we might be coming close to hitting a mountain. Let's get some altitude. I might be landing on the mountain here if I can't get up high enough. I'm losing airspeed too at the same time. I think that's an air balloon down there. Now we can go into the atmosphere stuff, and so we can change some of the settings here. That was not quite what I was hoping to change. So you still got that sort of 2D look up here if you want it. this is the cloud look that the X-Plane 6 had up here, which I don't think it really mixes very well with this. Actually, like this actually looks rather nice. .9 miles away from Blue Mesa. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and make my turn here. Heading we need to go on now is 193. I think we might be going around that. Flying a Cessna through the Rocky Mountains is probably not advisable. But isn't that why we call this X-Plane? Because we're experimenting? Let's see. Rattlesnake VOR Farmington is the next one. 5.3. Look at this over past the mountain here. It's actually a very pretty view. See the cars down there moving? Kind of get back on course here. Well, we could follow the river. I have a little bit of a challenging time going that direction. Let's see. Farmington, RSK. Let's see how far away they are. Oh, really? Now I gotta go back and fix everything. There we go. That looks like that says 100 and... I wish there was a way to zoom into this panel. Yeah, there's not. When zooming, all you're doing is zooming the outside there. Yeah, I think that's 197 miles until we get there. Now, in case you wanted to see exactly where we are, there is a map here. We got 3D map, we got a local map, and we have a planetary map. And click on the planetary map, and you can see, there we are there. The planet map was like this on X-Plane 6 also, which I think this is rather impressive. I like how they do the planetary map. This is very nice. Yeah, but that's where we are there. There's a local map right there. Well, apparently there's some AI. When you're going through here, be careful that you don't click on anything, because it will instantly take you there, which may not be what you want. But we have, this is also new as well, where they have tabs. Before there were separate menu options, but now you've got, you can look up the local map, and now you can tab between different things here. That's the psychedelic map right there. And this is also kind of nice too if you're just kind of flying free, but you wanted to pull something up to, you don't have any maps or anything with you, you can pull up this local map and you can see what VORs are in the area and tune them in. And of course you can zoom in and out over here. Let's go in and adjust the clouds a little bit more. Let's see, right here we can adjust things just a little bit here. A little bit more variety. Try to give us a little bit more altitude.
November is correct. Okay, we'll fly heading of 150 for 31 right. We have November and 112 to 250 United 8 Heavy. Correct, 588 Heavy to right heading 070 there.
There we go. Hey there, Arrow. How you doing?
United 8 Heavy.
Welcome to X-Plane 7. We're moving up in the world. So I've noticed between X-Plane 6 and X-Plane 7, X-Plane 7 is where they first started having 3D clouds. So those are the 3D clouds. And you can still have the old 2D clouds. Those are still available. But my goodness, this is not bad. For the time this came out, this is not bad at all. I wonder. There's a plane in X-Plane 6 that I really like. I wonder if I can just. I should be able to. I think theoretically, I think I can just copy that plane from X-Plane 6 and bring it over in an X-Plane 7, and I think it would work. I'll have to try that and see. I will say that this is a much better Cessna than the one in X-Plane 6. I don't like that one. Do I have LFKC? Probably. Well, the road down here looks interesting. Well, that definitely looks a little weird there. I think that's supposed to be a bridge. Oh, okay, on the sim market. No, I don't have that. Looks nice though. We are... This is so hard to read over here. I think it's 134 miles till we get to the Rattlesnake VOR. My flight path should be taking us near the Grand Canyon. The Grand Canyon VOR is along our path. So far I've been rather impressed by the terrain in X-Plane, so it'll be interesting to see how the Grand Canyon is done.
Thank you very much. 9529 Gulf Street, you're not a 2-mile final, runway 1, no delay, left side up. Delta 1716, turn left heading 130.
Whoop.
Left side 1716. Back 44 heavy Kennedy, heavy 767 on short final, caution white turbulence. 200 at Niner, runway 13 left, clear to land.
Ah, Beijing. Beijing Online Day.
Back 44 heavy Kennedy, heavy 767 on short final, caution white turbulence. 200 at Niner, runway 13 left, clear to land. Airline 13 left, American 44 heavy.
Yeah, that would be good.
31 right. 207, 31 right, American 110. Hey, heading 178 down to 160, 304, there's a line.
I don't think I'm gonna make it over the mountain. Oh, whoa. I'm looking at that airport. That is really cool. How that is designed, how that looks from an overview. That is pretty cool. And so is this terrain that we're about ready to hit. We might land and drive over the mountain here if I can't get us high enough. See if I can get us over here. That looks really neat. that airport.
Okay, 3 mile final, Kirby, left base, runway 15.
I'm gonna put that on my wish list. My wish list of airports, because that one is really neat looking.
Okay, 3 mile final, Kirby, left base, runway 15.
Every time I gain more altitude, it seems like it's never enough.
Okay, 3 mile final, Kirby, left base, runway 15. Runway 1, middle line, middle line, 4. Back 44 Heavy Kennedy, Heavy 767 on short final, caution, white turbulence. 200 with 9er, runway 13 left, clear to land. Land 13 left, American 44 Heavy.
So yesterday I flew a Boeing 707 on Flight Simulator 9. Had a relatively interesting landing. You would have been proud. And I mean that sarcastically. Going in from a very high altitude, very high airspeed, because ATC did not direct us very well. But I managed to get in, slow down, and land on the runway very smoothly, actually. No ILS or anything. It was all done manually. Hey, RJP. Good to see you again. Well, you know how on some of my landings you kind of like, you cringe a little bit. Actually, all things considering, that landing went a lot better than what I thought it was going to, because I had done that flight on that 707 3 times. It crashed twice because I tell you what, I don't know if it's just a poor design of that 707 or if it really acts like it in real life, but when that 707 stalls, it's a rock. It's like nearly impossible to recover from. I mean, I can be like high up in altitude, like 30,000 feet, and when it stalls, it loses altitude very quickly, and I cannot pull it out. I cannot get it out of that stall. But it was definitely fun. It was definitely fun to fly. I'm going to be doing another one. I have another livery, the Equatorian Airlines. It's an airline out of Ecuador. It's a very neat one to look at. I have other stuff for FS9 that flies really well. let's say, you know, for example, the PMDG that I've got, the PMDG 737 I got for FS9, flies very nicely. Of course, it's PMDG, you know, you would expect no less. Yeah. PMDG. Give me a moment here, I'll show you. Right here. It's a PMDG 737. I've also got an iFly 737 also. And that works on Flight Simulator 8 as well. So I can use that PMDG on Flight Simulator 2002 and 2004. This is my maiden voyage here on X-Plane 7, the very first flight I've done on X-Plane 7. Hot air balloon over there. You know, in the Rockies because... This is actually quite impressive, I think. Possibly. Well, I've used Squawk Box before, but to answer your question, no, I have not gotten it hooked up on. I'm trying to remember now if it was FS9 that I was trying to get it hooked up on, or FS8. I can't remember which one I tried where it didn't work.
Down to 16,3040 United.
Yeah, I think it worked at one time. So they're in need of updating their site, because there are some areas of the site that say 2002, 2004 and FSX, and other areas that say it doesn't work. Yeah, they've got some site cleanup that they need to do. Visibility is not looking so good over here. Let's go into our Espanol menu options here. Change things a little bit here. That there is the old-fashioned X-Plane 6 clouds right there. Those are not 2D. Or, I mean, those are not 3D. Yeah, they're 2D, definitely 2D. Just when I think I've passed these mountains, I'm not. They keep getting higher and higher. I don't know, you know, honestly, I don't know if I... Although I like the idea of using FS9 on VATSIM, since they're going to be doing away with it, I think I would just rather focus on the other aircraft that I have with FSX and P3D. Yes, I did know about the tablet over there. I haven't quite configured it yet. I know you can put like airport charts and stuff over there. Which is a really neat kind of immersion thing. Especially if you're flying in VR. To be able to have that right there. I think that is actually kind of neat. I think that little tablet is probably more useful in VR than it would be without it. The reason why I say that is, well, if you have like a second monitor, which like I do, I just throw my Navigraph stuff over on another monitor. That's pretty much my tablet. But if you're in VR and you've got the glasses on, then that tablet and the 737 off to the side, that's like a godsend right there. Like everything you need. You don't have to take your glasses off or anything. It's like right there. I mean, that's pretty sweet. I think something new with X-Plane 7 is that it's creating shadows on the landscape from the clouds. I don't remember it doing that on X-Plane 7. I could be wrong, but I don't remember the shadows on the ground. So what do y'all think about X-Plane 7? I think this is rather impressive. When did X-Plane 8 come out here? Is the year on the back of my box? I'm like looking in the inside of the box. New for X-Plane 8, spectacular scenery. So detailed, roads and buildings appear where they do in the real world. I've actually not even opened this up until now. Maybe I did, I don't remember. Oh yeah, I think I did open it up because I was counting the discs, making sure it was all in here. X-Plane version 8. Nope, I don't see a date on it. Either that or it's covered up by the price tag. Let's turn that way. See if I can navigate my way around, maybe in between some of these mountains instead of trying to fly over them.
Okay, we'll fly heading up 150 for 31 right. We have November and we're flying to 250 United 8 heavy.
You know, the great thing about X-Plane 7 is you get to learn Spanish, too. Since this is the only The only full version of 7 I can find is in Spanish. You'll have to go through and translate all the menu options and everything. Exactly. So not only do you get to learn how to fly, you get to learn Spanish too. And there is no other language option. I did check that. See, under options here, if you go to options for graphics, the language options would be right here. Now, I say that because I downloaded the X-Plane 7 from the official X-Plane site, because you can download the old versions there. And it has, and that's how I was able to translate a lot of this stuff, was by looking at the English X-Plane 7 version. And so the other languages are sitting right here. Unfortunately, it's not here on the Spanish version. But I tried. You cannot use the disc from the Spanish version with the English. It does not recognize the disc. I think it might be because it's looking for a CD-ROM, and this is a DVD-ROM. But that's okay. I mean, once I know what does what, then you know, it doesn't really bother me. I mean, a plane works the same no matter what language you are, you know? It still operates the same. How are we looking? Can we go this way now? Oh, yeah, there we go. Yeah, we'll fly in between there. Still have about 141 miles till we get to Rattlesnake VOR. So we're just kind of chugging along here. Enjoying a nice, relaxing, scenic flight here through the Rocky Mountains. Classic X-Plane style. I'm looking at the ATC options here. What's this? Request you to bring the lights up, lights down. Is that like the air balloons? Huh. And you know what? With this DVD copy I found of X-Plane 7, it has global scenery. I didn't have to buy any. I didn't have to buy separate scenery. I didn't think it came with it. It came because it was only one disc. I thought it was a CD-ROM. It's actually a DVD-ROM, and it has all the scenery on that one DVD.
On short final, caution, white turbulence. 200 with 9er, runway 13 left, clear to land. Clear to land 13 left, American 44 heavy.
Let's get some more altitude here.
Down to 16,3040 United. You have it.
It's hard not to think of Microsoft Flight Simulator when you look around the cockpit like this. That seems so very unexplained. Crap. If I can't get high enough, we may be having a landing here on the hillside and having a picnic. Crap. Early landing. What is up with this blur of texture over here? Crap, I'm going to wind up stalling again. We're just going to drive over the mountain here. This is how you do it in a Cessna. Then again, we may not be able to get over the mountain. We got almost no airspeed. Alright, we'll go down this way. Screech, 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 screech. Give me some airspeed here. There we go. Yay, I think we made it to the other side. Well, although I did pick an airway, that was probably an airway that was like maybe 20,000 feet higher than what we are right now. Ooh, that was weird. Now, after we get to Farmington, Tuba City will be the next VOR. So I'm just going to go ahead and get that fixed in on the nav radio here. I wonder if there's any airports around this area. I don't know, but this AI traffic keeps following us around, I can tell you that much. There's Blue Mesa. We were just recently at Blue Mesa. That's weird. How is that over here, but yet we're over here? I'm pretty sure that we flew to Blue Mesa, but the flight path is not showing that. There's not as any oh, looks like it's not going to load any more than that. It's nice and clear in this area. There's also a valley there that we could fly around in. There's Durango, Colorado. You can see that right there. That's that plane that's following us. go ahead and take a look at the 3D planetary map just to kind of see where we're at the moment. That's where we are. Looks like we have about 113 miles to RSK, Rattlesnake VOR, which is Henderson. Henderson, New Mexico, I think. Trip's taking a little longer than what I had anticipated because we can't get the airspeed to go really much higher than 80 at the moment. Of course, that is airspeed, that's not ground speed. I think our ground speed is 95 knots. See if there's a river down here. Let's see if we can just follow that. This sounds like this is playing from a vinyl record, because I'm hearing like little snaps and pops as if, you know, you're playing it on a vinyl record. I guess the soundtrack is on vinyl. X-Plane 7, brought to you on Shiny Vinyl. Okay, it looks like we're down to about 100 miles to Rattlesnake VOR. I need to take a bit of a break. This is going to be a long flight as we're going to Vegas in the Cessna. And just due to the airspeed, but definitely want to keep flying this, so I'm going to take a break for right now, and then we will come back and we will continue right here, right where we are. So if you're not following, be sure to follow so that way you get notified of when I come back online on the stream. Also, I am on Twitter and I'm on Instagram. If you don't use that, that's fine. On the About page, I'm bringing in my Twitter and my Instagram feeds, so that way you'll be able to see everything right here on Twitch. Instagram I use for pictures and photos of stuff that I'm doing behind the scenes, and Twitter I use for official announcements. So if you want to at least stay in the know as far as what's going on, then you'll be able to see it right here on the main page for Twitch. So anyways, thanks for watching. I appreciate it. And we will be back, and we will finish the rest of the flight. Have a killer awesome afternoon.